This podcast is not rated. Listener discretion advised. Mission 250.
TC.
Denny.
The mediator between the head and the hands must be what?
Not this movie.
Welcome to the Mission 250 Filmcast. We are
Between
watching the best
head and
movies
the hands,
ever.
You got like the whole torso and you got the arms. There's a bunch of stuff.
But there's only one part that makes you feel or something. We are watching the second oldest movie on the list this week. We're a podcast where we watch a bunch of old movies sometimes.
Wait, there's another one that's older than this garbage?
Yes, there is, but it's shorter, TC, but it's shorter. The Kid is the oldest movie on the list, Charlie Chaplin. This movie is 1927 Metropolis, directed by Fritz Lang. The synopsis is, in a futuristic city sharply divided between the working class and the city planners, the son of the city's mastermind falls in love with a working class prophet who predicts the coming of a savior to mediate their differences. And it was TC's turn to go first, but something happened this week.
Watch the movie.
Something happened this week that only happened once before.
I couldn't do it.
TC, you did your punt.
Do it.
That's
I
right.
didn't think TC, you almost got through it. You almost got
That's
through
true.
100 movies plus without using a punt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You were about to
15
retire and then you got shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read the synopsis after 15 minutes in. I was like, yeah, I can't do this. Then I read the synopsis. I was like, damn, I definitely don't want to do this. So,
And you can make an assumption that you didn't not watch it because you liked it so much, right? That's probably not what happened.
Wait, what?
You probably
make any
didn't
sense.
watch it because you thought it was good. Right?
No. And what?
What?
You didn't like it.
No,
That's what I'm
Shit.
saying. You couldn't take it. It was bad.
Yeah, I
bad
couldn't
for
take
you.
it. It's miserable.
But that's fine.
It's the delivery. I can't read a book and watch a movie and watch people make stupid faces and have them run around at fucking 10 times the speed of a normal person for more than 5 seconds before I'm like, want to throw every goddamn screen out of the window and never watch another movie again.
Oh, that's great. But all right, so I'm going to go first to put some positivity in there. Who anyone likes this movie because I kind of like this movie.
Nice.
Okay, good for you.
It is silent as hell.
Oh,
The
so
music
silent.
is grating.
The music is just miserable. I'm sorry. I don't know how did you do it.
Yeah,
couldn't-
it's
Yeah.
to kind of like transition from TC's point of view. The storyline's kind of stupid. The message is kind of dumb.
Oh, really dumb. Yeah.
Yeah, but
And annoying and disappointing,
yeah,
I thought,
But
after the setup. But
the
go on.
sets look really
Sets are
cool,
cool.
still. And
Yep.
I thought that the two lead actors did a pretty good job for whatever the hell they were doing. Like I really liked the woman, the female who played like both the evil robot and the
Oh, really?
love interest. Yeah, I thought her facial expressions. The best part of the movie to me, I laughed so hard, and it's one of the weirdest parts of a movie I've ever seen. Was where she was seducing an entire bar full of people, and she comes out of the
Yeah.
ground on like an
And
octopus.
she was doing some kind of like epileptic dance thing.
Dude, I was laughing so hard I lost my fucking mind. I thought I don't
just
know.
thought it was weird.
It
man.
was
I
weird.
was
I
like,
don't
it's
know.
really strange. I don't know.
These Germans, man. I don't know.
It was like a David Lynch film.
Exactly,
thing. I
but
don't know,
weirder
yeah.
than anything in a David Lynch movie, man. Like the way she contorts her body. First of all, she's like pretty much naked in that scene.
But I thought it was designed to be erotic, like at the time. I don't know. I don't think it was
Really?
designed to be weird. Yeah, that's what made it. That's what made
was
it not funny to
not
me. It's
This is
like,
what people were into back in the 20s, huh?
Well, or just
Man,
just
see, you can
based
see her on an
on-
octopus, see?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Like some of those dance moves, I'm going to an EDM fest next week, and I'm gonna fucking bust out some of those Metropolis dance moves where you gotta like stick your arms out to the side and then just fucking pretend you're a marionette or whatever the hell she was doing.
Yeah, just wiggle around like crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
I thought that was
yeah.
hilarious. There were a lot of parts I thought were pretty funny. Probably not supposed to be funny, but it was pretty entertaining. It was kind of all
Unless
over
you're
the place.
entertained.
It slowed down towards the end when like they were running around in the city when it was like flooded and stuff. I didn't really care at that point
Yeah,
what was
Yeah.
going on. And the last, 2 minutes of the movie are pretty dumb where they just like shove the point of the movie down your throat and like get the leaders of the city to shake hands with one of the workers or
that's all
whatever.
good again.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for a 1927 movie, I don't know, man. Like it was pretty
Took over
pretty good.
a year to make. Like what? Almost a year and a half of filming, right?
Yeah.
Holy
And a
cow.
bunch of it's missing. It's not even the full
Yeah,
movie.
there's a
I'm
fair
like,
amount-
there's
yeah.
more of this?
It depends on which one you watch. So, well, it depends on which one you would have watched, I guess.
Well, I watched the one that was
Whatever one's shorter is the
two-
one I would have watched.
I watched
if I
the
would have watched
longer-
it.
I think I watched the longer one, but they also would like say like, here's where parts were missing, and they would write out what was missing.
Oh, they write it out?
They would write out. They would have a different font
And
for-
also, you'd have
for
the film that
carbs.
was like obviously damaged every once in a while, right?
Right, and it was almost look like the damage would like have a sort of halo, a fuzzy halo around the edges. I don't know if that's the right word for it.
And
but
it also
like,
looked like they were pouring a pitcher of water in front of the television whenever they were showing that footage.
yeah. So
Lost for 80 years. That shit was lost for 80 years, which is crazy.
What do you mean lost?
They showed this movie in 1927, and that footage was lost until someone found it in
the damaged
2008.
footage that
Damaged
they
but
restored
stored in Argentina in
So
2008.
why is this on the fucking list then? How is this on the list?
I can tell you. Influence,
Jesus.
dude. Number one, influence. This is the first feature-length sci-fi movie ever. So that's like, anybody who makes a sci-fi movie after this is stealing from it. Like Star Wars takes the man machine. Like C-3PO is the man machine from Metropolis. Blade Runner, the city shots are
the
very reminiscent.
cityscapes, like definitely you can see that.
Yeah.
And amazing. I mean, amazing for its time. They're still impressive.
Yeah.
That's-
Like-
I mean,
like the
I'll give it
traffic
that.
and
I
everything.
skimmed,
Yeah, sure.
watch it a
You
minute.
browsed.
All right.
Like you would a
move
shitty
through.
magazine or something.
Yeah, right. Like,
Yeah.
well, it is a magazine. You're reading the whole time. So,
Maybe you stop for the
you know,
perfume ad and you're like, okay, and then you skip on to
okay,
the end.
she looks pretty cute, and then you
Yeah.
move on to the next thing. Right, exactly. And I skim through it, and every once in a while I'd be like, oh, it looks actually pretty good for 1927. Anyways, moving on, and skim, and then, okay, yep, another dumb face. Cool, skim. All right, read the synopsis. And that's about, like, literally, that's about as long as it was. It's just like, all
that's
right,
fair.
cool. Fast forward to end. Handshake, cool.
Yeah.
Everything's cool. Bye.
Yeah, and I mean, I would say that, I don't know, in terms of recommending this movie to people, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody who wasn't just purely interested in seeing
nerding out.
In nerding out. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
do you want to see where sci-fi history takes some of its stuff?
Mhm.
Or are you willing to sit through a potentially boring and nonsensical
And
movie?
really difficult song
Or
oriented.
just watch
Yeah.
the first like half hour and you're probably good.
Yep. That's right, John. That's why I was gonna not punt. I shouldn't have said anything in my text. I could have winged
Yeah.
this all day. It would have been fine.
It would have
I
been.
saw enough parts to be like, I know exactly what this is, and I can read the synopsis, and that's all you need to do because there's not much to it. As far
Yeah.
as like the story and the dialogue,
There's some
and
strange stuff that I mean we can talk about. I don't. There's like the.
Let's go through
there's
the
some-
plot, John. For TC's,
Yeah, okay.
TC
I feel like
wants
this.
to know about
I
it.
mean,
We
I read
can,
the
yeah,
synopsis.
sure.
I get the plot. I don't need to fucking go through it.
Actually, I had a hard time
Don't-
with the plot, and some of the the first
Please
part
don't
that
go
really
through it.
confused me was when the son Frieder, whatever the hell his name was like in a fucking weird garden with a bunch of like women in gowns, and they were all dancing around, and then
And that was
all of a
supposed
sudden-
to show what? That he was just like high society or something?
Yeah, and
guess.
that was it. I was like,
I
who
read
wants to
that and I was like,
entertain-
really?
Who wants to entertain
What?
the son of the main guy tonight? And,
So he has a
and-
sex
or the
garden,
head,
basically.
The CEO.
And,
yeah,
and how old
kinda.
is he supposed to be?
20, 30?
Oh, he's in his 20s.
I think so, right?
Because like the synopsis I read, it was like a child, and I'm like, what?
Oh, I didn't get that.
No.
It wouldn't
either.
be cool. I mean, if it was a child, why does he have a sex garden?
Well, I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
know if he
that's what
has
they
a
were
sex
into
garden.
back then.
He
I don't
has
know
a
if it's-
dance around. It's a dance
Yeah,
around
it's
the
a
fountain.
pleasure garden is what it's
Oh
called.
well, it's
Hey,
in
but
it,
that could
so-
mean many things.
No,
Yeah,
it's a bunch
Kenny.
of females with a dude. It's a sex garden.
It's
Okay, well, okay. I mean, not having been to one myself.
Put your mind in the gutters,
All right,
you
know
idiots.
what?
In
You
the
know
gutter
what?
with your
Now
minds.
that
Come
you
on.
say it that way, Denny, I mean, it's a sex garden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. It's a fucking sex garden.
It's a fucking sex garden.
Yeah.
All right, get over
Yeah,
yourself.
it
It's
is a
sex
pleasure
garden.
garden. Yep.
You guys have never been to a sex garden. Come on, that's
Yeah, I
exactly what a
never-
sex
no.
garden looks like.
No, that's what you guys do in California. I don't know. That's why.
Always
hippy
bring your
dippy
own
sex
picnic
garden.
blanket to a sex garden. Let me tell
That's
you.
what happens
That's
when
why-
you don't. Yeah, you like decrease the amount of pollution in the cars. You get pleasure gardens. It's no
Hey,
good.
man, don't worry. The straws are all paper here. You're good.
Oh God, that part confused me. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, really? I don't. I mean, I thought it's like, oh, he's a playboy, so he's doing whatever playboys
Where were
do
they in
the
your head,
future.
John? What the fuck
They
was
were-
that?
They were like up in the top of the city, just in the pleasure garden, having a good time.
What was
dancing
that
around a
tree?
fountain.
What the fuck was that?
Oh. This is tree of the future tree.
Future tree. Got it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess. Sure.
Josephat. No one's named Josephat anymore. That's Frederson, who's the CEO. That's his assistant. I don't know if anybody gets to be named Josephat anymore, but
It's not a good name. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Neither is
doesn't
hell.
work real.
Hell is a bad name.
Neither is Grot.
Is
What
it
about-
just
what about-
German? Is
What
this
about
German shit?
Yeah, these are
Rotwang?
Germans.
Rotwang?
Rotwang. If your
The
name is
rapist mad
Rotwang?
scientist. His name is
that's the best
Rotwang.
you can do if your name is Rotwang. I
Yeah.
mean, you're doing about all you can do if you're Rotwang. And
Yeah,
an
if you're
evil scientist.
Rotwang, you're that's
You're
rough
in
go.
trouble otherwise.
I mean, they don't leave you much to do. Like, your parents didn't leave you with much. They
No,
called you
they're-
Rotwang. Like,
right,
you got
there's-
a few things you can do in life.
Exactly.
It's not
Mad
surprising you're
scientist, probably the
Frankensteining women
best.
to love you,
Right.
you know?
Right.
In
And
a
you go for
Rotwang
serial
garden.
killer or mad scientist, and maybe you won't get locked up for being the mad scientist.
Yeah, or you will, and it's okay too because you're
Eventually.
Rotwang.
But maybe you'll do something productive. I don't know. Yeah, Rotwang, man.
I mean, I
Tough
think
name.
this movie, don't you think the plot is kind of sweet, but also at the same time, the way it's done is a little weird just because it's a silent movie? Just like think about what happens in terms of like how epic what he does is. I don't know. They could remake this into something cool, I think, but it'll be all CG
Yeah,
and shitty.
they could reuse the footage into a music video.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They have. I mean, it's in a
Put
lot
that
of
up on
music videos.
stage.
Actually,
Put that up on stage to play behind you.
Queen did some stuff with it. I think they were in a Queen music
there
video.
was a Madonna music video that was directed by David Lynch that like ripped off a bunch of the sets of this
I guess
movie.
Lady Gaga has ripped off a bunch of it too.
Yeah.
I mean, not ripped off. They've paid homage to it or whatever. But
You asked earlier, TC, why this movie is so popular. The main reason is the influence. And the second reason, at least for audiences, is that in the 1980s, when they had like the first restored cut, I guess you would call it, in the United States, they redid the soundtrack to include Freddie Mercury, Adam Ant, Pat Benatar, a bunch of
damn,
pop.
I would have liked that version. That would have been a lot more interesting.
Yeah. And it wasn't like
Huh,
them
I
playing
should've
classical
watched that.
music. It was like
Yeah.
80s pop music they were doing.
Do we have an option of even seeing that? Maybe it was in I didn't look at the special features, but
I don't know. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe it's on the internet.
I'm sure probably. But it could be a licensing issue too. I don't know that.
When do copyrights expire? That's got to be soon, right? For the 20s movies?
Yeah, unless it's renewed.
But you can't renew it past a certain point.
Oh
Why
yeah,
not?
oh, yeah. It's got to be.
And you're not?
Well, that's
Yeah.
probably why those videos were able to just use it, and they say, thanks,
Fuck you.
Metropolis.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, yeah,
Fair
there's like a
use.
time limit on it, and Disney is the reason why it keeps getting pushed back because they don't want to lose the rights to the Mickey Mouse.
Aha.
You know?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
The Mickey.
The Mickey.
Yes.
Well, Scott Denny. More praise?
The intro, 2001 Space Odyssey. Did you guys get that? It was like dun 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 dun. Name is
No.
2001 Space Odyssey.
Oh, didn't quite get that.
Yeah.
I just thought the
It's there,
intro
man.
scene and the depiction of the workers and how they marched was fantastic. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah,
When they showed the shift workers coming in, you see the ones that are coming out are just
Going
a
half
little are
speed.
slower. Yeah, and how they're like getting into the elevators and just the depiction of this kind of industrial society where the workers are machines themselves. I like that. I thought that was pretty cool.
yeah. I also
I was
like
like,
that
all right,
one
I'm
machine
gonna
where
like
it's like,
this.
all right, you put your hands on both these clock things, and all right, you got to point them towards the lights. Point them towards the
Yeah.
goddamn light bulbs.
Right.
That's what this machine does.
And you don't do it, the whole thing
Honestly,
explodes.
when I saw some of this stuff in the beginning, I was like, oh, this could be cool. And then as
Yeah.
soon as that text popped up on screen, I was like, nope, that's it. I'm out.
Even at first when they did they were showing they were talking about the hierarchy and they have the text in a pyramid, which is cool. It's like, yeah, see,
I went
you
right
got-
over my head.
You had the people at the top, a small amount, and then you got all the big workers at the bottom, all the workers like in these masses. But combining that with, and you start seeing the city and you see some pretty cool looking, the way they do the fonts and stuff. Yeah, I agree. Like the first, 10, 20 minutes was like, wow, this is pretty neat.
Yeah, what
And
happens?
then-
I lost
then
interest
they-
by the end too. It's really freaking
Yeah.
long for this kind of movie.
It's
very
really
long.
long for a
They
silent.
go off in some weird tangents that are like there's like some biblical stuff, like there's the 7 deadly sins stuff.
There was the
Tower
building of the
Jesus
tower.
Christ.
There's
It's like
somehow
Babel,
hell
and you're like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
Babel? What the hell is
Right.
going on?
Or is hell like Eve, like tempting men, and it's just like it doesn't really.
It reads you literally pages from Revelations during like
Yeah.
3 minutes of the movie. You're like, how is this a
Right.
movie? How is this a movie?
Yeah, it's like it doesn't. It feels disjointed in that sense too. But they're just sort of somehow, I don't know, throwing these biblical tones to it. I don't know. I didn't quite understand that. I mean, even like the Tower of Babel story that they still said, I was like, what? I don't get it. That wasn't the way it went in the Bible even. So it's a little strange. But
Frickin' Bible scholar over here, huh, John?
Yeah, Mr. Bible.
all I remember from Tower of Babel story was everybody built this big tower, said, hey, God, aren't we cool? Maybe we're better than you. And God said, yeah, well, I'm going to just like strike that down and make everybody speak different languages so you're all confused for the rest of your lives.
God is such an asshole. God damn it.
Son of a bitch, God.
Well, you ever wonder why we have different languages? That's why.
Because the world was big, dude, and people grew up in different places. God damn it.
We don't want none of your heresy here, Denny.
Whatever. What the fuck ever, dude.
Yeah.
Everyone speaks cards, the fucking intertitles. Everyone speaks intertitle, right? Because you read it. Sure.
Yeah. There was a lot of talking going on where they wouldn't even, and I'd be like, where are the words? What are they saying? Give me the words.
Yeah, it was weird. Like the guy would talk for a long time and it'd be like, get out of here. And you're like, what? And the guy starts responding and talks, and then it doesn't have his response. You're like, what exactly are the rules here with his intertitle?
There is no rules. There's no rules.
I'm assuming if people are talking, I'm going to see some words about selling me what they're saying.
What were they talking about in real life when they were shooting?
Yeah, and I got the intertitles most of the time because the guy was like pointing out the door, and I was like, he wants him to get out of there. All right, he says, get out of here. What else are they talking about? That's literally the only thing I could get from what they're doing. Everything else is just confusing.
It's interesting.
I can't believe it's been 12 months and we're at the door scene, and I know we've got at least another 6 months to go, and I can't stand this anymore.
Is this director so creepy, and I hate this fucking set, and why is it so hot in here? Jesus Christ, you look like a piece of shit. You know that? Anyways, get out of here. And then, that's it. And then it keeps on going, right?
Do you think they wrote the dialogue for those scenes?
Fuck no.
No,
so they're like, all right, dude, just start yelling absolute fucking nonsense.
Just do whatever you want. Yeah. You're in the pleasure dome.
All right, hit your mark here, yell random shit for 30 seconds, and then leave the room. Okay, can you do that?
Yeah, I don't know. I would assume they had a script of some sort or something, some loose kind of thing.
Well, the script only is really the intertitles and the basic plot points and the timing and the music.
Oh,
yeah. They actually found the original script. It was called a something card, like a censor card. I don't know why it's called that, but it had the original intertitles, it had the basic plot, it had the timing of the music and the shots, which is what they actually used to recreate that 1980s version of the movie to sync up. Because they've always had the original soundtrack, like the whole thing somehow, because they were stored separately. So they knew like how it was supposed to go. So they always used that soundtrack to like re-edit the movie as they got more and more footage and kind of shrunk it down. They actually had to, for this most recent one, it's like 95% of the movie is there, but that 5% would fuck up, the timing with the original score. So they had to rework the score to shrink down the parts of the missing scenes, basically. Dude, a lot of work has gone into this movie over the past 100 years. It's pretty crazy. I mean, this movie could have gone into obscurity, I think, if like in 1961, they started trying to like reconstruct it after Germany went to shit. And like they had to like take fragments of pieces they could find, like the best scene from this reel or whatever, and splice it with that one. And it took them like 10 years to redo the first like re-edited version, because this movie, like, I don't know, you want to get into trivia now? Let's make this one a short one, huh, guys?
It's going to be a short one for sure.
I can go through some of my other notes about the movie at some point, but other than that,
that's good for trivia.
How about now we just say, like, would you recommend? We're going to have some trivia, but like, if you're on the fence about watching this, I'm sure everyone has heard of. Anyone listening to this podcast has probably heard of this movie. If you haven't seen it, would you guys recommend someone watching it?
No.
John?
I would just say if you've got it available and you're interested in sci-fi, watching the first 20 minutes is worth it, and then you can just shut it off.
And then fast forward to about halfway through to the dancing scene, because I swear to God, it's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
And then if you want to see something really weird, you can go check that out.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you're good.
Yeah.
I don't walk away from this with much else. I still like it's historic. It's a piece of history in terms of, and it certainly it has this undeniable influence especially in its visual style. So
if this movie didn't exist, Blade Runner wouldn't exist. And man, I'm thankful for that.
Well, that's not, somebody else would have done something like this. You think we'd never have had a science fiction movie?
I mean, we would have eventually had a science fiction movie, but it wouldn't have been like this.
Maybe. Yeah, right. I don't know, but it certainly. I mean,
think about the other science fiction movies at the time. It was fucking First Man on the Moon, like where the ants were underneath the thing.
No, but the idea of like a dark, maybe not that it all ends up happily, but it's a dark dystopian kind of premise, right? Maybe that's also like part of its impact too and influence. It's not just like happy dippy science fiction, or it's look, there's astronauts, but it's actually this
it's like
dark
post-apocalyptic
future.
Almost.
Yeah, exactly, and that's like a whole genre unto itself, right? So,
I guess it's not post-apocalyptic. It's like.
It's fucking German.
Dystopian.
That's all it is.
It's future. It's dystopian, but that can be kind of post-apocalyptic too. I guess I don't know.
And everybody's a little emo creature that lives inside them loves a good dystopian story. That's for sure.
Yeah.
The emo creature.
We're just cogs in the machine, man. Yeah. Cogs in the machine. Now I'm gonna go dye my hair.
I'm gonna dye it blonde.
John,
with black
I will
tips.
say,
Dark
John, you
blue.
could
I've always wanted
probably
dark blue hair.
you could probably dye your hair black and have a pretty good emo haircut. If I do say so
could
myself.
do it. I could do it. You're
Yeah.
right. I totally could do it.
You just have to take one half of your hair and pull it down over one of your eyes.
I do, but I'm getting old enough that I'm starting to lose some hair in the front. And
No!
that does not work.
No, John, no.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? You want to talk
Sucks.
about
I
that?
feel
Do you want
terrible
to
about
go
it.
through that? Because it's probably more interesting than this fucking movie. I mean, what?
John, I don't feel bad. I got sunburned on the top of my head when I was 29.
Oh,
That
I'm
feel
sorry.
good, Denny? You
No,
want
it
to talk
hurt.
about it?
No, my
That
little
doesn't
spot.
bode well for
I
ya.
call it my spot because I don't like to call it the bald spot. It was all purple and it hurt when I touched it. It was really itchy, but I kept itching and I forgot that it was burned. That it fucking hurt every time I touched it to scratch it.
I forgot. That's good, Denny. That was.
I love it.
Well
It's
done.
not-
Well
Oh,
done.
your bald spot? No, it's
No,
my
no,
spot.
it's my spot. It's my spot. I don't call it the bald spot. Don't
We
talk
don't
about
say
it
the
like
B
that.
word.
Oh, poor bastard.
Yeah, you know where I got the
Yeah,
sunburn, TC?
No.
Bonnaroo.
Oh, good job. I love a
Oh.
good Bonnaroo.
Good
I
Bonnaroo
miss
sunburn.
Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
I miss
Yeah.
festivals. I miss doing a lot of things. I don't do things anymore. You
Do
know?
some
Like,
stuff,
it's
dude.
not- I'm just not fun anymore. You know?
No, you're not really.
I don't know
Actually,
if I
we were
would-
planning on telling you that. You're not fun at
Yeah.
all, but you know.
Yeah. I'm not fun anymore. I'm just jaded and annoyed.
I don't think I ever was fun, if that makes you feel better.
Hey, just to put it into context, I
I'm
wasn't
sorry,
having
I'm
fun.
just,
you
yeah.
know,
We're like the
We're
three
gonna
bears.
start whining.
yeah. It's funny.
My porridge is full. My porridge is half full. My porridge is empty and always has been. Ah.
You fuck yourself. I suck. Dyeing my hair blue.
The old- an aging emo guy.
Yeah, that's right. Dead.
Hey,
Dead
you
inside.
are a deep fan of The Cure, right? So you've already got that going
Oh,
for
I
you.
love yeah, of course. Yeah, I don't know.
Did you guys think that the lead character of this looked like Ray Liotta if he didn't have such an acne-ridden teenagehood?
There you go. You're kind of right. He had that mascara eye look that Ray Liotta always does too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah,
That's true.
I got that one.
I don't know if it's,
Mascara.
yeah, that was a good point. So
Good
what did I
stuff.
have? Let me see what notes I have. I think we've covered most of it.
Did you think that the female's eyes looked really cool?
No.
Really?
I thought they did. I thought she was. Yeah, I liked her expressions. How about the tucked in tie? Like they had ties and they tuck them in.
They what?
tuck the tie into the pants.
When did that
His
happen?
tie. That's what he does. No, it's just that's the way they wore their ties. Their ties were tucked into their pants.
How did I miss that? Seriously?
I don't know. Yeah,
When?
all the time.
Metropolis tie tucked into pants. It autocorrected.
That's a good sign that I wasn't hallucinating.
No, it brings me to a GQ thing where it's like tucking my tie into my pants. There's a whole fucking blog about how to do it.
Yeah, I've done that. I'm a whole different man now.
Yeah.
I got a lot more piss on my tie now than I did before.
That's fucked up.
I had the great thing in the workshop today. Like first thing in the morning, the zipper on my pants broke.
Ooh,
I was
that's
already
always
in
a
there.
good look.
How the
I'm
fuck
like,
do you do
anyways.
that, John?
Guys, I swear it won't go up. I
How
swear.
do you do that? You buy cheap pants from Men's Warehouse.
Does anybody have 3
that's
to
what it
4 safety pins, paper clips, something like that?
You guys, yeah. Anyone got a extra pair
I'm
of
just gonna
pants?
keep my suit jacket on. You look hot. No, I'm good.
Yeah. Hey, it sucks, man. It's never fun to like fuck up with your attire early
Yeah,
in the day.
no,
You know, it's
yeah.
miserable.
That's why I never
It
get
was fine.
meatball subs at lunch ever.
Oh yeah, it's
yeah.
dangerous to like a breakfast burrito and like pick it up. You know, you
Yeah.
go with the fork and knife at that point
Uh-huh.
because you might just drop the shit all over you.
Yeah, that's not good either.
Dude, there's a toilet at my work that if you flush it, it sprays water out of it. So you have to like run away from it when you fucking use that one.
Wait,
That's
why do
funny.
you still use that one?
Was it an
Because
auto
there's only
flush too?
3 freaking toilets in our restroom and we have like 80 people in our office. So they're
Oh
mostly.
boy, that's getting a lot of use.
Yep.
Oh God, that's horrifying.
Yeah. It's pretty funny, actually.
Is it an auto flush too?
It's
you
auto
have
flush, so you have to- what
it's
I do
like
is I
you're
drape-
on a trap. You're like on the bear trap.
No,
or
I
you're
drape
on the
a piece
landmine.
of toilet paper over the fucking sensor.
Oh my god, this is a lot of work
Yeah, and then when I want it to flush, I fucking rip the toilet paper off and run.
from afar.
Yeah, I kind of
Wow.
skip across it's a handicap skull, so I take like 3 large steps quickly in the opposite direction as I rip the toilet paper off.
And
Oh
no
my
one's
God.
thought to like put in a ticket or something or try and get it fixed or what?
No, it's just like the way the toilets are because it's a fucking high rise. Just the plumbing is so
It
pressurized.
was like super strong.
Yeah,
So yeah.
So it just goes and it sprays out of it naturally.
Tell my wife I love her, man. No, we'll get you out of here, Jimmy. We'll get you out of here. No, it's gonna go, man. Anyway, sorry. Just thinking of like some kind of landmine scene. You know?
Yeah, right.
Take my hand. Anyway,
Somehow that came up.
Yeah, I mean that's because
whatever.
when a movie's boring.
it's kind of boring. What
Yeah.
else?
Just go right to the
I can't
toilet
believe
talk.
you didn't notice the tucked in ties.
I'm very ashamed of myself, John. I gotta be honest with you.
I think you should be just a little.
I
bit
think next
ashamed.
time I'm going to try to tuck in my tie and then realize that I don't know how to tie a tie. Like it's supposed to be able to tuck it in. You're supposed to be able. Is it? Mine doesn't go down that far.
I can't even visualize it, but an untied, tucked in tie. Yeah, it sounds good.
So there's like the one guy that had like these 6-sided glasses. Some old guy, I forget what his role was there, but I like the 6-sided glasses that he had on.
Did you
That
know?
it looked pretty cool. The very
glasses.
futuristic glasses that I like.
He likes Dungeons and
Six-sided
Dragons. He does.
Yeah,
See?
like the Moloch, which is I guess like a god, like some kind of god you'd sacrifice to. That was
Zardoz.
weird. Yeah, but it was just weird. It's like you're watching it and he's having this fever dream, and all of a sudden the word Moloch comes on the screen, and I'm like, "What the hell is that?"
Dude, I liked
don't
it.
know what that
I like
word
that
means.
part.
Is that German? I don't know what that is. What is Moloch?
Moloch.
Because obviously it's really important because
Oh, God.
there it is all in capitals, but I don't know what it is. Moloch. Okay, great.
Great. Thanks, movie. Thanks a lot for that.
Right.
I was bored, but now I'm confused. It's better, I guess.
I one detail I liked was the 10-hour shift clocks. So they had clocks that were just 10 hours. They didn't have 12. They had 12-hour clocks above the 10-hour clocks, but the 10-hour clocks were like, that's your life, 10 hours at a time. Because you had 10-hour work shifts, apparently.
That's not too bad.
Huh.
That's what China has right now.
But really?
Yeah.
That sucks.
There's a Netflix documentary about a factory that opens up somewhere in the
It's a
middle of the
great
country.
one.
Have you
It's a
seen
great
it?
one. Oh yeah.
Yeah, really good.
What about the
It makes you realize that we are fucking lazy as
Yep.
shit.
Yep.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
lazy as shit, and
Dude,
especially when you don't
it
like
makes
your
American
job,
workers
fuck.
look like fucking assholes, but also it
Assholes,
looks
yeah.
like Chinese workers look like slaves. So
Well, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. So
It can- you can
it does a
have
good
both.
job too. It does a good
It
job.
does.
I mean, you know,
What's the movie? Is it a documentary?
The
factory?
The factory?
American Factory.
American Factory,
I think.
yeah, that's
American
right.
Factory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's about Chinese workers?
No, so there's this Chinese company that comes in after like the recession ended, one of like the windshield glass companies in the middle of the country, and they came and
Okay.
invested in it, and they tried to bring like some Chinese work ethic into the factory, and the fucking unionized American workers weren't fucking having it.
We weren't gonna do that kind of work for that kind
Yeah.
of money.
Yeah, and then
Right,
then they
that
take
seems
like
fair.
some of the higher ups go to China to see how their factories work, and they're like,
Oh my God.
fucking drones. Like it's crazy. They
It's
they line up
insane.
perfectly. They work 10 hours a day as hard as they can. They don't
And they
talk to
shut
each
the
other.
fuck up.
Yeah,
Yeah, they shut the fuck up and they keep their job and it's
Oh,
ridiculous.
my God.
it's
And
pretty.
they do a little song before they work so that it's like, yeah, that's right. You're going to sing too. Uh-huh. You're going to fucking sing and you're going to work and you're not going to do anything else. You're not going to eat. You're not going to fucking rest. You're going to just fucking work.
Yeah.
And that song is literally them being like, yep, boss, I'll do that. Yep. And we're going to sing in the morning.
Yep.
The fuck?
Very good
Yeah, that's
documentary.
crazy shit. So anyways, that's what we're talking about now, apparently.
Yeah. 10-hour shifts,
Oh,
John.
wow.
I mean, it's relatable to the story, I guess. I mean, it's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's,
If the machines were so
terrifying.
good, couldn't they pull themselves? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I found a video of the 1984 soundtrack of Metropolis. Apparently, Loverboy's on there. That might be. Oh man, oh boy, this is very 80s.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Oh man, I probably
Yes.
yeah. Boy, that is some 80s drum.
I want to see the freaking Freddie Mercury one. Freddie Mercury Metropolis.
This is like the most 80s thing.
Love Kills.
Love kills.
This is Love Kills. It's insanely 80s. Wow. Okay. Cool.
Dude, I'd watch this.
Yeah, it might be more fun.
Yeah. Okay. I got some trivia, you guys.
Okay.
Johnny, you ready for some trivia there, bud?
Yeah, let's go. What you got?
You guys want to make it into a
Alrighty.
game?
No.
No. Okay. There were 36,000 human extras in this movie.
Wait,
Holy
what?
cow. You know, I think
36,000.
I did forget to mention there's scenes with crowds that were really well done.
Yeah.
Whether they were crowding like almost, they were in like knee deep water. They weren't drowning, but they were still like all mashed
And
together.
they're children, right?
Yeah,
That scene had
then
500
the
children
elevator
in it.
scene when people are like fleeing the factory and just a lot of crowd shots that were pretty.
The Babylon
pretty
shots where
complex.
like the slaves were marching towards the
Yeah.
camera.
Holy cow, that was
Yeah, like there are a
all
lot of
very
extras.
impressive. Like well drilled extras. I mean,
Well, they were all very poor. It was a rough time in Germany, during
man.
the 20s. So they had a lot of out of work people that were desperate for any type of money for any type of work. So Fritz Lang pretty much wrung these people through the ringer and had them work in like horrible conditions. The flooding scene, they shot there for like a month. The water was freezing, and Fritz Lang purposely made it colder to get like more acting out of people, but people lost feeling in their legs.
they put ice cubes in it. How'd they make it colder back then?
I don't know. They didn't say. Maybe ice cubes. How else would you do it?
Yeah, I don't know. Big ice blocks. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Blow some fans into it, maybe something like that. And also the scene where like the slaves were marching up the stairs, like in the shackles and stuff. It was freezing outside during that, and he shot that scene for days. And like one of the producers on the film, the producer who ended up getting fired because this movie went 3.5 times over budget, even though it was still the largest budget movie ever made at the time, came up to him and was like, "Dude, you have to stop. These people are gonna fucking die." He was like, I don't know what he was doing. He's a crazy person. 200,000 costumes for this movie.
Wow.
200,000.
Jesus Christ. It's a big production.
Yeah. The scenes with the cityscapes, there were 300 model cars, and they were shot in stop motion.
It looked good. It looked really good.
Good. Like surprisingly, it looked like they were it looked like they were smooth motion. Like usually when you think of stop motion, you think of the slower frame rate where you can tell it's stop motion, but
Right.
it wasn't that.
Yeah, those scenes were really impressive.
Yeah. It was 8 days of work, was 10 seconds of footage with 100 people working on the set.
Wow.
That's
Yeah, I mean,
pretty-
you're right. This is a nerd's movie.
It is.
It is. Well,
So this movie was budgeted for 1.5 reach marks, which is about $1 million. Like reach marks are like $1 million is 1.5 reach marks basically. But then it blew up because it shot for like a year and a half almost to 5 million reach marks. So like it was by far the most expensive film ever made in the world. And the box office was super disappointing for this movie. $75,000.
Whoa.
oh, wow.
So, well, reach marks, 75,000 reach marks. It was banned in a lot of countries because of the supposed communist message behind it, I guess. So it was like banned in Russia. It was re-edited in America.
Re-edited how? Like, what did they
They
make
chopped it up. They removed the last line, I guess. They removed the story of hell. So they removed the motivation of the mad scientist because they thought the word hell was too close to the American word for hell. So it might like confuse American audiences.
But then, yeah, but what happened at the end then? I wonder. Like, did they?
They probably
did,
just shook hands or something, and
did
without
they
like
shake-
the,
and that was still okay.
I
I
I
guess.
don't know. Like a lot
Because
of
that was so lame. It's like this whole you've oppressed us and treat us like machines, but we're going to shake hands and it's okay because you're the smart one and we're the people that do the labor, and that's the way it should be.
I mean, you think
Whatever.
also too, like the main character, the rich fucking guy, is the one guy out of all the other workers that are down there with a one woman, and he goes down and meets her once, and he's the one who fucking gets her, and you're like, God, what about all these other fucking guys? There are probably some other
That's
fucking
fair.
good guys in here too.
Yeah, but they're not rich.
Yeah, they're
So,
not
hey,
rich.
That's how it works.
They're more dirty than he is. He's only been working one day.
Yeah,
He stinks a
that's
lot
right.
less.
Do they have eyeliner? No, they don't have eyeliner.
Yeah. Does he have white makeup on? No, he doesn't have white
No.
makeup on.
No, they have brown makeup on, dirty makeup on.
Yep.
Anyway.
So also like the American cut of this movie, when I say American cut, they don't exactly know what happened, but they had a deal, like the distributors who are Paramount had a deal with the German production company on this movie that they could recut it however they wanted. And somehow that included getting the original film footage and editing with that. The way they shot this movie was 3 cameras for every single scene, and they did multiple takes of each scene. That way, no matter what, they would always have 3 different shots that were good. I don't understand the logic of that, but that's what Fritz Lang wanted. And they back-to-backed the German version that was released in theaters and the American version. And you could tell that not only were there the same take, but from a different angle, but there were also same angle, different takes in different scenes in the movie,
Wow.
which is fucking weird. I don't even know why.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, they were so close to the same thing. When they back-to-back and you're like, that's nearly identical, but we're like 5 degrees to the left. They're like, that's nearly identical, same angle, but he folds the paper twice instead of once or something like that. Like, it doesn't matter.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. It seems like it would be a lot extra work to redo that.
Well, that's when they didn't have process, I guess, back then. Who knows?
Don't you think you would just take a finished reel and then just edit out the parts you didn't want, as opposed to like taking all of the reels and re-editing it from scratch?
I don't know. When you got 200,000 actors in there and 200,000, items of clothing, I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah. I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe it's
strange.
just some idea. I was like, let's just do this so that the two are separate, but they're not, I don't know. That is weird. I couldn't tell you, Denny.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the movie, so you can show me both of them, and I wouldn't know the difference. I couldn't tell you.
This movie was edited everywhere else it went, except for the one theater in Germany that showed it. And it was pulled from that theater in Germany because it wasn't making any money. So for like...
So what did they do? Like editing it at the time, that meant you're chopping up the actual film,
chopping it up. I mean, it was
basically.
2.5 hours long. So like the amount of canisters of film you needed back then was cumbersome for people traveling to theaters trying to show this to people. So they cut it down, most cases, to 90 minutes. So that it was like more manageable. 90 minutes was still long for a movie back in the 20s.
Right. Wow.
So that's what they wanted. So the only people who ever saw the full version of this movie were the people who saw it in Germany at that one theater in 1927. Nobody else in the world's ever seen the full version of this movie.
Was Hitler a fan of this movie?
Huge fan of this movie. Hitler and Goebbels. And Goebbels actually invited Fritz Lang to his office or whatever the hell he had, his fucking castle or I don't know.
Yeah.
But he invited him there and he loved the movie. He's like, I don't like the message of this movie. We can't show it in Germany. But I love your filmmaking, so I want you to make Nazi movies.
Oh, great.
Fritz Lang kind of left the meeting like, oh, yeah, sure, we'll talk later. Fucking booked it to France that night.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And he went up to Goebbels.
He's sitting there going, you guys already told me I had to edit the fucking movie differently for America, and it caused a whole thing, and it sucks, and now I got to do this? Fuck you.
Well, Goebbels was also like, what was it? It was like, we want you to make Nazi movies, and then Fritz Lang said like, but I have like Jewish heritage in me. Why would you let me do that? And Goebbels said like, we decide who's Jewish or something to that effect.
Oh, these fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Huh?
Wow.
So then he was terrified
shit,
and he fucking left. And so so that when I say he left, most people say that he left that night. It's kind of in contention because they found his passport after he died. And the next 4 months after that meeting, he had some stamps for Germany, like 2 or 3 stamps. So the way I think it is like he probably went back to get some of his stuff secretly, maybe. I don't know. But like I choose to believe that he left that night. He divorced his wife.
I mean, that's some shit.
He divorced his wife, who he was kind of a partner in crime with his wife, who wrote all the screenplays with him. They like sat in a room together. She wrote, and he like thought of ideas and how he was going to direct it. But she became a Nazi, and he didn't. He was Jewish, so he didn't want. And he part of that. So he divorced her from France because shit was starting to go down.
I'm sending the papers in the mail. I'm going to stay here.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the story of him. He went to France for a while, made some movies there, and then he went to Hollywood and kind of finished his career off in Hollywood.
Very nice.
Wow. Yeah. We have one more movie from him. And don't worry, TC, it's a talkie.
Oh, thank God.
It's one of the first talkies ever.
I can do talkies because I can listen if I get distracted.
Exactly.
I have attention problems, so I can't fucking sit there and watch something and then, look away. And if there's no talkie and look back and be like, what is going on again?
Yeah, not for those with the ADD or whatever, attention shortages.
Deficit disorders, any kind of mental issues.
Is it M?
M, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard about M
M
before.
is good. M is entertaining.
Okay.
I say that, but I also like this one, though. So, it's tough.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. I'm just kidding.
So the reason they found, or the first time anybody ever knew that they were missing more footage from Metropolis was when, so the people in Argentina who eventually found the film realized they had more footage than what was being shown in other places, is because one of the guys that worked in this Argentinian, it's not necessarily a museum, it's what they called it, an archive for insiders. So it's just like a warehouse that some nerds work at. One of the younger workers was talking with one of the older workers, and the older worker was talking about how when he showed the movie in the late 50s, he remembers how painful it was to sit there and hold the projector button down for 2.5 hours the entire time the movie was playing, because the only projector they had to be like manually held down. So the younger guy was like, wait a minute, I saw Metropolis. It was only 90 minutes long. What the hell is this guy talking about? So then they started rummaging through their warehouse looking for footage, and they found a reel, like the missing reel of the 2.5 hour long version of the movie, which is pretty lucky.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Where did they find it? Is it just in a box somewhere?
So the archive for insiders was it's basically shelves and shelves and shelves of archived footage of like old flammable film, super old film.
You put it in a place so, if it burns, doesn't kill anybody.
Yeah, like 2 people work there and they work by the exit doors.
Yeah, right.
That's it, guys.
sense.
I did all the other stuff. Look at that.
All right, we got through it.
All
We're
right.
done. Hooray!
Woo, it's still 45 fucking minutes.
Nice.
That's good.
Jesus
That's good.
Christ. 45 minutes too long.
TC, would you put this in the top 250?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, John, would you put it in the top 250?
No, but I understand. I recognize it's
It's value.
it's value, I guess. Yeah, but no,
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
you go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You do
I
you.
go
It's
ahead.
certainly important. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
no
shit.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't buy it.
I would add it to my list of the important 250.
yes.
If that was what the list was, yeah. I mean, it basically is, right? That's what this list is for. That's what I keep
Kinda.
No,
forgetting.
I have 3 lists. I have the I likey 100, the important 100, and then the 50. Put some freaking Speed 1995 on there. You know what I'm saying?
Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Talking about The
I'm
Rock
saying.
1996. That's what I'm talking about. My
That's what
top
I'm
50.
talking about. Fuck yeah.
Are we sticking with this weird plan we're doing? Are we going to see Dongle next week?
Is that what we're doing?
Oh yeah.
I think we
What
should.
is this one? What is
Yep.
this one? What
This is
is this?
This is the
Huh?
guy. This is the one with Amir Khan, the guy from the last 2 Indian Bollywood movies we've seen. And it's the highest grossing Indian movie
Gets
ever,
him happy.
2016, co-produced with Disney, directed by Nitesh Tiwari. The synopsis is: former wrestler Mahavir and his 2 wrestler daughters struggle towards glory at the Commonwealth Games in the face of societal oppression. Societal?
Societal.
Societal.
Oppression.
That's how you say. That's how you spell that word.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
I'm not
can't
looking at
see
the
it,
same
Denny.
thing. Yeah.
Societal. I'm an idiot. Fuck.
Okay.
It's not going to edit cleanly, guys. I'm fucked. All right, let's go. Next
That's
week
funny.
we're
That's
gonna
funny.
watch. We're gonna watch some
Something
friggin-
about societal movies.
Hey, yeah.
It's okay, Denny. If it makes you feel better, I typed in DONGLE.
dongle, like a little
dongle.
Apple dongle.
Like,
you don't have the right.
connect your computer to the dongle.
Yeah, you got updated your
right,
phone, but
'cause
you're having an
that
old computer.
sounds right. Yeah, Amir Khan Productions. Promotions.
Promotions. There you go.
A
Thank you for
promotion
joining
of
me
the,
down
yeah,
here,
there you go. You're
the
welcome.
illiterate crowd.
Yeah, dummy, dumb.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Is that what we're doing?
Tim-
We're seeing
Timmy,
dongle.
I think we're gonna see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Opinions, Timmy, on Metropolis?
Timmy doesn't talk because we're doing silent movies here.
All right. What is it? Somebody needs to read his title card here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it says "Go fuck yourself." I think on there. somewhere.
That's
Yeah.
makes sense.
Fuck you.
I'm hearing a little organ play.
Yeah, look at him. He's got white face paint on. What a fucking loser, you know?
That type of shit.
Okay.
All right, to
dudes.
dongle and beyond.
Yes, indeed. All right, guys.
Bye.
All right. See you guys.
Stop 'em.